I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
So just a quick observation. We got the Trump election and that thing happened. And you see, super hypersonic ringing of bloody murder. They literally think Donald Trump's going to set up camps and murder people. And that's one side. And then there's the other side. Like, I kind of like men, but they're a quiet minority. But it dawned on me, if you watch, whether it's CNN media coverage, not exclusively women, but disproportionately women, definitely The View or these videos that people are doing, I started realizing that some of these gals, consciously or not, they are appalled that you men, well, they are appalled, not consciously, they're very consciously appalled you men didn't vote for their best interests. But they're unconscious about the fact that they really seem to think that they own your vote. Like they own you. You're not supposed to do that thing. Let us revisit our good black brothers in the community, though not exclusively in the passport bros. The girls say, we don't want you. We don't need you. Say, okay, bye. Where the hell are you going? Like what? They really think you are things. You are there to serve them. And how dare you, motherfucking men, get off the plantation? How dare you not do what's in our best interest? And this ultimate lack of self-awareness or total absorption with themselves, the inability, the complete solipsism, the inability to realize that there are other people. I start realizing, wow, they really don't think, some of them, they don't think men are other separate human beings with their own thoughts, their own sentience, their own preferences. How dare you? And it's if you step back and remove the political commentary that's being made, look at them get all pissed off. Men aren't this, men are, how dare men betrayed us? And then the childish prostitutional, well, we're not having sex with men then, or we're cutting our hair or whatever desperate plea for attention they're getting. I was like, wow. And this is an important fact. Many of you girls have to realize this is important philosophy. You must understand. You are not the only people here. And we can argue about whether or not Trump is good or bad for the country. We can argue whether he's good or bad for us. We know you want nothing more than to go to Palestine and grab altars of Moloch so you might sacrifice your children for him because that's your new Olympic event called abortion. All right. We know that's really, really, really ultimately important to you. But just as that is important to you, you have to understand that other sentient human beings who just happen to have a penis and not a vagina, they are also equally concerned about other things as well. And things they really, I'm not joking. That's why those memes are so funny. But abortion, the world's blowing up around them, whatever's invading, tornado, nuclear strike, but abortion. The abusive T-Rash Jack Donkey who's got the bottle of whiskey and tattoos. And there's the woman who's got a black eye and is abused in the back. It's like, bitch, you better not think about leaving me. And the girl says, as long as I can have abortions. I'm like, I get it. It's very important to you women. And I'm with you generally until you act so out of line that threatens the entire foundation and existence of the country. And if you could, I'd run over to North Dakota and do this because that's how wide my arms would have to be to show you the shock. But if you could stop thinking about for yourself for a second and think that they're about what other people want, particularly the peen-eyed people, there's some concerns they have, right? Most of the guys I know who are Republican, conservative, libertarian, or just maybe voted for Trump, they did not vote for Trump because they want to put you in bonnets like that stupid TV show. Most of the guys I know, actually, I think, I'm not sure, I didn't do a poll, but I would have to guess 55, a small majority of my friends, colleagues, male, are pro-choice. All right. But there are other things that concern men just as much, if you can believe it, that you are concerned about the right of sacrificing children to Moloch. Okay. There's an acronym in there somewhere. Instead of using the word abortion, where you Moloch your children. She's going down to the Moloch clinic. Yes. And these are important things that I hate to say it in the grand scheme of things, in order of importance on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, are actually more important than abortion, right? One would be immigration, letting illegal immigrants, letting people who aren't Americans in and letting them vote. Now, that is a threat to everyone here. It competes for our jobs. It drives down wages, yours included. I know you don't believe that. And there's other drawback. It puts pressure on housing prices to go up, a lot of things, right? But you vote for that either because you're so blinded and committed to Moloch, but you think because it's popular, you want to help when it costs us money, right? Now, we don't want that. That's a pretty important thing. Another thing would be taxes. I have rarely, if ever, met a Democrat, male or female, who actually looked at the budget to figure out how much we spent on whatever. The rich don't pay their fair share. Someone says that, say, what do they pay? They wouldn't even know the unit of measurement to do it. You know, what you should do is what percent of total taxes do rich people pay? And you have to say, well, what is rich? Top 25%, top 20%. If you look at it, think, was it top 20% at the federal level? Top 20% of people, the richest quintile, the rich, they pay like 96% of the taxes. Right? How much more would you like them to pay? Do you even know what the budget is? How much do we take in? I bet you most girls who want, vote Democrat and more money, we just need more money for more free shit. They probably don't know the difference between $1 million or $1 trillion, let alone how many trillions the federal government budget is, let alone what they spend on social programs, whether that's Social Security, education versus military, or boring government shit like Department of Transportation or the Department of Commerce or, the FBI, kind of actual government things. And they wouldn't be able to make an informed decision. Well, to put it in, if you care to know, ladies, right now, everyone on average spends about 40% of their money goes to the government, state, federal, and local. Right? You could expect 4 in every 10 of your dollars to go there, of which roughly 2/3, depending on the state, federal, local that you're at, goes to basically pay other people to live. Free this, free that, free daycare, bailouts, this and that, all on that. Food, clothing, shelter, Section 8, right? Which means 1 in every 4 of your working dollars goes to keep other people alive. Now, I don't know about you, but that may make you popular. And the female life, but I want to be popular, do the right thing, and help the little people. I'm like, no, bitch, you're fucking enslaving us. I don't like the fact 1 in 4 of my dollars goes to other people. Well, I don't mind if my money goes to roads or defense or regulatory agencies or the judicial system because we need that. But you keep voting to take other men's money away, including your own, which means you're increasingly enslaving us. Now, that's pretty fucking important. Whether you agree with that or not, doesn't change the fact it's true. That's what you're doing. Those are pretty important things to men. Not being enslaved, not letting foreigners come in and invade our land. There's other things, but if you looked at it, well, another thing would be jobs, and I think Trump just didn't yell at them, didn't yell at men and cause them. You're the problem of all things and the patriarchy and all. I think Trump just kind of left them alone. And yeah, they had some concerns, and they voted their concerns. And that may piss you off that abortion wasn't at the top of men's lists, but it's not. They have other priorities, other issues. What's sad is at one time, men would have not just considered their own selfish interests as men. They said, well, I got a wife, or I got children, some of which are daughters. I got a sister. I got a mom. There are women in my life I care about. And I think back in the day, a lot of guys didn't even think about that. It's like, what's in the best interest of the country? What should we do as a country to help out all people? I think that's kind of hopefully what a lot of people were thinking, or at least that should have started governing their idea on who to vote for. But the past 50 years, ladies, I'm sorry. Who was it said that men aren't needed? Who said they don't need no man? Who has been very adversarial, confrontational, antagonistic towards men? Have you ever heard men say, we don't need no women? Have you ever heard that? I mean, the sex war is going on right now like it's never been before. But the men didn't start it. I mean, I never had my male teachers in grade school come in and say, you guys don't need no woman. Never happened. We did have female in grade school. Well, you don't need men. And that's only been, and then to build an entire, now I don't know, but modernly, you got modern day feminism, you have degrees and how you don't need no man. And then men are like, you come up with ideas like the patriarchy for what Zoomer boys, the part of the patriarchy, they just got their pubes in the mail last week. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They're your enemy because penis. And I would like to go back. What I would love to go and study is those teen heartthrob Vogue 17 magazines back in the 80s and 90s. Like, what poison were they telling you girls back then? But however we got here, it's been 50 years of an us versus them started by you. And I would also say, even though I know you don't like it, you don't like the fact the majority of men have a sexual or romantic interest in you, and you do not have a reciprocal interest in those men, it becomes annoying, it becomes agitating, it becomes great, and you want them to go the fuck away. But in rejecting men, generally, as women have done throughout history, I'm not going to go into that. But if you also reject them on a personal level or a social level or romantic level or sexual level, and then you take in what's being said, not just on the internet, but said in their schools and education, or how you're acting right now on the internet, getting angry men dare to vote in their best interest. You're definitely driving men away from you. And whereas you may think a vote for Trump was a vote against you, I think that's misdiagnosing the problem. And I think it would help you understand, maybe make you a little less angry. To be perfectly honest, men have stopped really caring about what women want or what women need. You have affirmative action, you have the media, you have the government, you have everyone singing your praises, you have other men that will bail you out because they want to fuck you. That's not me, quote Bill Burr, or nature. You've been telling them that they're not needed. In other words, you've, I guess, excommunicated, or, men have been kicked out of the tribe, or they were voted off the island. Well, they're not on the island anymore. Now they got their own island, or they went outside the village or whatever. So now they're going to vote in their best interest, what they perceive to be their best interest. It's not because, we're going to stick it to the woman folk. It's because you don't factor into it anymore. Your concerns are not theirs anymore. And in a true philosophical sense, they have their own special interests, their own lives to worry about. Right? You got to vote for your best interest. Well, why can't men do that? And you have to understand, they're human beings. They got to go get food, clothing, shelter. They got to make ends meet. And if you dare to expand your mind, I'm in North Dakota going, they might have preferences. I don't know, like hot chicks in video game. Oh, no. Like, do you see how controlling you are? Now, maybe not you specifically, but have you seen, I don't know if you're paying attention to video games at all, probably not. But there's also there used to be cute girls in video games, right? Take Street Fighter, all right? And now all these girls are being made ugly. Why? Because frankly, some girls on your team, it's not Team Guy, I'll tell you that, have made it so that you can't have hot women anymore. They make the women ugly, they make them look masculine. Well, that's just mean. That's malicious. That's like, get the fuck now. You're getting in our phone. We don't get in the way of you. We're not like, I don't know. We're not fucking around with what did we do with your Barbie dolls? I don't know what we're doing. We like, we'll go do you watch your Harley Quinn romance filth. We're not stopping you. You got to come in here and fuck with our video games? Yeah, guys, now you're running the risk of men becoming malicious towards you. That's low. That's dirty. Whereas beforehand, and I think this is the vast majority of men, they don't care about you. They don't hate you. They're not going to go out of the way, but they're going to vote for the guy that's going to be in their best interest because you're not a factor anymore in their lives. No, yes. It sounds so horrible when I said, I'm not the one that's been telling these boys for half a century that they're not needed. Women don't need no man and the patriarchy cause of all the problems. That message doesn't come from me. That comes from your team. And you're shocked these guys leave the plantation and stop thinking, well, what's in the best interest of women? Fuck no. And maybe if they had a wife that they liked, that's the key thing. They had a wife they liked, and certainly if they have children, then they have somebody else to care about. Oh, I got to think about the future of my children. But especially if there ain't no children, guys are bachelors. Yeah, really, what's left but to care about themselves? And then you get all upset when they vote for when in their minds is not round you up and put you into the concentration camps. That's not what they're voting for. They're not even voting for taking away your right to abortion. Went to the states. I please implore you women who are very upset about that to look and try to see the argument as to why it's better that the states have those rights rather than the federal government saying complete or not, yes or no. Because at least somewhere in the United States, the right to abortion is ensured. But try and look at it from their perspective. Like, well, what do they want? Well, they want they're not voting to oppress you. They're voting because they want lower taxes. They want immigrants out, illegal ones. They want good wages, good jobs. They want affordable housing. They might want some other things. You'd have to start polling young men as to why they particularly voted conservative as opposed to women. But that's generally, I think, what they want. And usually, if you want to know, if you guys ready for a joke? Here's the funniest joke of 2024. If women cared what men want, hey, whoa, woo. If you cared what men want, generally young men, what they want is governed by the fact they're at the lower levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They want stability. They want money. They want jobs. They want to get out of debt. They want girls too. They want to get laid, but we know you girls don't like that. So, they're leaving. They're a little less. I mean, they do listen to you, right? You told men not to ask you out and the Me Too and all that other stuff and creepy and icks and all that. And I mean, you did shoot them down in the online dating data shows, mostly shot down, right? They're learning. They're not bothering you as much anymore, right? They're leaving you alone. It's happening, all right? They do pay attention. But outside of that, outside of you, which we know you're not always on board with, they have other main concerns like food, clothing, and shelter, jobs, employment. I think education is a hugely important issue to men, but not because they want to go to college, but because it's such a fucking ridiculous requirement to go to school for 4 to 6 years, go $200,000 into debt to get an entry-level job. And I know, and do I have it here? If you girls cared, if you care to figure out what motivated men, it's not in the title, but it is in this book, A World Without Men, an analysis of an all-female economy. You will find out what would financially motivate men to work. God dang, there we go. We're back. You would find out, what are men's incentives? Which to me, it's apolitical, has nothing to do with politics. It's a negotiation. If you want to split the country into two halves between the sexes, men and women, okay, fine, we could do that. And then you have two parties at the table. You can't negotiate a business contract or a relationship or any other kind of endeavor we might engage upon as two groups of people without considering what the other party wants, right? You don't just go and dictate to guys like, oh, you're going to marry me because I said so, which is the same thing. You're going to vote the way I want because I said so. You have to consider what women or what men want, as would men have to consider what you want, unless you've made it abundantly clear you want nothing to do with men and they're truly on their own. I don't know where they'd get that impression now, would you? And then they will just vote in their own interest because, well, you're not part of this, are you? You told us to take a hike. We're just doing our thing over here, man. What, okay. I would also say, truthfully, things like sovereignty, borders, defense, the finances of the country, jobs and education, the fundamentals of the country merely existing kind of supersedes birth control, reproductive rights. They're very important though too. But like, if you don't have a country, you can discuss whether we have gun rights or abortion rights or anything. It would be moot because there ain't no country anymore. Because you just let the barbarians in, and anyone can vote. And we shouldn't arrest people. Like, that's another one. I think guys that are like you vote pro criminal. Oh, they need rehabilitation and come on out. We'll just let them go and let them be free. And then it's like, whoa, we can't even fight them. We can't stop the bad guy. In our day, back in the day, in the 80s, you always tried to stop the bad guy, right? There was Megatron, and then the good guy, Optimus Prime, would try to stop him. The good guys were the A-Team, B.A. Baracus and Face and Murdoch and Hannibal. And there'd be the bad guy, and the good guys, you wanted him to stop the bad guy. Michael Knight, he'd always stop the bad guy. You girls, man, you love the bad guys. You can't wait to give them all the therapy in the world and the free clothing and the housing and get out. We'll let you out free. We'll sleep with you because we love the bad boys. And then the guy's like, what? I got to commit a crime? I got to go run drugs and get a tattoo and put thug life on my knuckles? I just wanted to be an accountant, man. I don't want to spend half my time in jail just to get laid. The other half I'm not. Besides, female prison guards aren't that hot. Those are the only ones that I could fuck. I don't want to fuck them. Jesus. And I exaggerate a little bit, but some of that is also true. And you know what? It's awfully, tremendously complicated and therefore tiring. And guys like, oh, fuck this, man. I'm not going to commit crime. I know. Maybe you don't. Maybe guys don't want to hurt people. Maybe guys don't want to steal from other people or beat someone up or kill someone just because it would turn you on. And then we see you treat the bad guys better than you treat the good guys. We're like, oh, fuck, I don't want anything to do with that. I've got a guy. No. So just an idea, an intellectual thought. Consider maybe that men are separate human beings, just as sentient and alive and thoughtful and awake as you are, and that they, through no logic or reason, except unless you want to be a dictator and a tyrant, owe you their vote. They don't owe you anything. I mean, this petulant, childish discussion that's still being had about whether men should pay for a date. Now, I'm old school. If I like the girl, sure, fine. Okay, I'll pay for the date. But no, men aren't going to. What? No, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You said so. Bye. That's like an archaic argument now. But it's been made pretty clear to the men out there that you don't need them. You're going to do everything on your own, both through action and words. All right. The majority of women don't say yes to dates. The majority of women are like, oh, I can't wait to, whatever, be nice and sweet and kind and a sweet traditional wife. Cause that's like antithetical, right? That'd be like not sacrificing your child to Moloch, right? I mean, you just can't do that. There's standards and rules among the new women of America. Well, just like you have your request, these guys have their own. And you do not have a right to their vote. You don't have a right to anything. Men are separate human beings. They don't owe you anything. Not their vote, not their money, not their time, not their allegiance, not their care, not their concern. Now, That doesn't mean that they owe you criminality or abuse. Like men can leave you alone. It's fine. Men don't have to consider your consideration. They can go and do whatever they want, but they can't abuse is what I'm saying. They can't commit crimes. But I don't know, maybe that's hot, right? Because like CPAs are boring and nerding, but a drug dealer thug who beat up several people, he's hot. That's just a different discussion. But yeah, as long as men leave you alone, that's about it. That's good. That's still morally good. You vote for your thing, and we're going to vote for our thing. And if you were to somehow become a productive participant in our lives, whether that be through work or business or romance or marriage or whatever, maybe we would, because you'd be a partner in some kind of endeavor, right? And maybe we consider your best interest. In the meantime, though, I think you made it pretty clear you don't care what men think and what men want. So, okay. Just trying to get you to be less angry. Isn't it great men are exercising the right to vote? Isn't that nice? So there you go. Link below is my book, A World Without Men. I strongly recommend you read it. It goes through what would happen if men just went away. Oh, Roz, wouldn't it be wonderful if all this paperwork would just blow away? And you know, you girls, some of you want that, right? You're like, oh, shit, what would happen? And then maybe you might find out why gas is $4 a gallon. Why the labor force participation rate of men is going down. Why it's hard to find a mechanic. Gee, I don't know why the house is flooding. I wish I knew where the God, you know, think about this. How many people out there don't even know that the house has a water main, like a shutoff valve? I wonder how much that they don't, the women that own house, condo, whatever, they don't know where the shutoff main is. What's a shutoff main? Exactly. All right, let's go to the super chat. The super chats. Cyber bully, $5. I sent the request about the SoundCloud rapper a while back. He's not a doctor by day. He lives with his parents and he is in retail. Gotta love it. This is the guy who sent the request about a girl he was kind of interested in at a bar, a restaurant, somewhere. He was school. And she's dating a SoundCloud rapper, and this guy had a very unique niche. And then I'm thinking like, well, the guy is good looking and maybe does have a following. Maybe, you know, and I'm just trying to be fair. And he's like, nope, he's not a doctor by day, lives with his parents and is in retail. Oh yeah, but she likes, right? She's dating him and not you, right? If I recall, cyberbully, you're an accomplished young man who's in shape and makes over 6 figures. Oh, but you're not a SoundCloud rapper. Ew. Microsoft certified. What's that? Oh, my truth. The king. $5. The Passport Bros PPB. Oh, Passport Bros is going to skyrocket after this 4-year reprieve. Oh, I don't know if it's going to skyrocket. Do you think it'll just be the same? Just because I don't think Trump being in office is going to change the behavior of men or women, really, in the dating market. I think it'd be the same. What do they call it? Brain drain, escape. See this as a 4-year reprieve. See this as a 4-year takeoff strip extension to build overseas sustainable business. Yes, this will a 4-year extension where if you want to go overseas and invest in something, theoretically a Trump government. I mean, he ain't even president yet, so hold on. I haven't done nothing yet. In theory, the government would be less interested in taxing you if you invested overseas or were to move overseas and stuff like that. Yes. Yeah. The main thing is you got a 4-year extension where the dollar might actually have some purchasing power now. That I will go with. Jorge S, $5. But Cappy, as a dude for Harris, Wamas deserve the world's They are strong queens and boss babes, so that's what my wife's boyfriend told me. My favorite, was it Jack Leibasek? Somebody tweeted out, "At what point did Kamala lose?" And it was the Gen Z girls going, "Gen girl boss in a hoodie, Gen girl boss in a hoodie, insufferable quant in a dress, insufferable quant in a dress." And, that kinda it's provocative. It's propaganda. It's antagonism. It's an unconscious thing too. They did that to antagonize people. It wasn't because they were having fun. They were doing that. And I'm not kidding. That sent a bunch of guys to Trump's side. Maybe not all of them, but you're just like looking at it like, why would I care? That revolting, I guess, the deterring, the agitating behavior of that, like, yeah, no guys aren't gonna pick up a gun and defend you. We're not gonna go to war for you. We're not even gonna worry about what you want when it comes to voting. We really don't. I mean, there'd be some guys like, yeah, we gotta protect everybody's rights, like the Second Amendment, right? But there's no guy. I mean, really, guys don't care anymore. And Minnesota men, they care what their wives because they got to do what their wives tell them. They got to vote the way their wives tell them. But yeah, that boss babe thing, that they think it's cool and they don't realize the rest of the world's like, you're insufferable. Who wants anything to do with you? Mystery of Otaku, $5. Been trying to say this about Dems who offer no policy and willfully abolish the social contract and lost. No one is entitled to anyone's vote. Yeah. Well, if you're brought up thinking that you're the center of the world and you're just amazing the way you were born and you can do whatever you want, the money will follow. I mean, if you believe the Democrat line hold, you're a young person inculcated in that environment will be delusional. And you certainly are not capable of thinking that there are other people. Certainly not. And so then when all of a sudden the other people don't do what you say, like for example, the childish and totally solipsistic view that other people should bail you out of your student loans. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're perfectly all right stealing from other people. I don't care how it was lied to. It doesn't matter. You're stealing from other people. Well, they're rich. So what? And by the way, they're not just rich. It's going to be everyone's going to be paying more taxes. I mean, yeah, show me someone who's like has no soul. Show me someone who's totally solipsistic. That's someone who wants a student loan bailout and any other kind of bailout, bankers included. Can't seem. Oh, and then you're surprised people don't want to vote in your best interests. Can't seem me 5, new guy. Keep up the good work, Cappy. Thank you. Ass Bucket, 62 for $5. Liberals still can't figure out why they lost on Tuesday. It's like a Scooby-Doo mystery. There are many reasons. Many. I mean, we're focusing on why young men voted Republican, generally speaking, as opposed to women. I think there's other things like people are just sick of the trans stuff. They're not sick of trans people. They're sick of straight people who want to fake being trans to do attention whoring and fight women when they're men. I think they're sick of that shit. They're sick of politics and trans shit in their video games. They're sick of that shit. They're sick of trans shit and girl boss horse shit in their movies. They're sick of that shit. And that squarely comes from Democrats. Not the where do Republicans just like stick Jesus into a AAA movie? Where did that happen? Sovereign Fish, $10. Liberals have shifted their narrative to men versus women. They lost marches across all minority groups. Oh, yeah, because they just destroyed. All the women generally have, I hate to use the word compromise. They have been changed from what men want, which is traditional women, to modern women, which is what men don't want. But the conversion rates, and I would say the radicalization rates are highest among minority women, especially within the Black community, which is why Black men are going overseas. And also at highest rates, I think recorded, are voting Republican now. They took your women and replaced them with government. Or no, they took your women and they replaced you with a government check. That's what they did. And oh my God, we took men's families away. Why are they voting against? I don't know. No, have Lizzo come out some more and play a fucking flute. Do that. Tell men they're disgusting pigs for not wanting to fuck fat women. Go ahead, keep doing that. Yeah. Have billionaire Taylor Swift, come out and sing a song about how men suck some more. Yeah, have her come out and sing it. All they have left is male feminists and female incels. We're about to see extreme misandry. Well, I don't know how much more extreme you could get. They hate I don't know. They hate you. How do they hate you more than they know you? They hate you or they don't. Most of them hate you. There you go. All right. I mean, what, the View's going to get more anti-male? Why? I don't. Is Whoopi going to get her face even uglier to spite the patriarchy? What are we going to do? What? Flying Falcon, $5 of all of this crap will temporarily end when society goes belly up. Laugh out loud. That's going to be interesting. Yes. When there is no law, when there's no electricity, when it's just humans against nature, there's going to be a group of people that will do really well. They'll be hard, but they'll be able to fight and carve out a life against it. And then there'll be a group of people that won't. And be like, oh, would you like to live? Oh, you want me to help you? Oh. Yeah, I got some requirements. Real L, $10. Someone suggested you play Deus Ex recently, usually on sale under $5. Consider this a subsidization of that requirement. All right, Deus Ex. Let me. Oh, by the way, this book, Women Don't Owe You Pretty. I have read that book, and I strongly recommend all. This is one of the best-selling feminist books out there. I read like the top 5 best-selling feminist books or women-read books about 3-4 years ago, maybe 5. Please go read that book. I want you to read that book. Yes, you're going to give money to a feminist. Yes, she probably doesn't like you that much. I want you to go and read it and realize that is one of the most popular feminist books. All you men should do that. So then when I say something like, well, women don't like men that much, you're not like, oh, come on, Cappy, that's pretty black pill. I'm like, did you read the most popular book? Go read it. It's an amazing insight. And just so you know, it's not as precise or as cleanly written or organized as one of my books might be. You might have to take a couple takes and say, what the fuck did she just, what? Let me type in Deus Ex. Deus Ex. Deus Ex. Got it. All right. Because this request, one of the 5 most important games ever made and still tremendously relevant today. All right, that's a high endorsement, Rio. Thank you very much for that. Oh, this guy, Jesus. Hey, oh, your silver piece is over there. I got it over there. I cleaned off my desk a little bit. My family were already rabid leftists before Orange Man got in again. Needless to say, I will probably be skipping Thanksgiving this year for my safety. Wisda, you come out to oh wait, I may not be there. You let me know. Maybe a Christmas. If you're in the Vegas area this winter, you let me know. I'll gladly buy you a scotch or whatever the hell you want. Hand clogs. Speaking of Hanyackers down in the southwest, hand clogs, $2. Cappy, I can't hear you. I need more. Ew. Well, Hat, if you want to hear ew, Hat, you need to up your ick. Okay, let's up our ick game here, Hat. Last I recall, you were like working hard or something. Like, you need to make over 6 figs. You'd have no criminal record. You must be something reputable and boring, like a CPA or yeah, girls actually like cops, or a doctor, or well, no, girls like doctors too. You need to be a plumber. You need to be something that keeps society going. You need to be a garbage man. You need to make $90,000 a year with pension benefits in a union. All right. You need to have no tattoos. You have no other woman's kids, and you should go to church, and then you'll get the ew. And you must drive a car that's over 10 years old. Come on, Hat. Jesus Christ. You know how to increase your ew. I swear to God, Hat. Swear to God, Hat. Don't you dare commit a crime. Because if you commit a crime, then they're going to think you're hot. You need to be squeaky clean. You know what you should do, Hat? You should also clean up your place and make sure your car runs functionally and has all the scheduled maintenance. There's nothing more disgusting than a man who's responsible. My grandpa, engineer, fucking his house was meticulous. And then when he passed away and they sold the house, my grandma was telling me this. The realtor came in with the inspector and they said, we've never in whatever 30 years seen a house this in shape. Like everything is to code, man. It's like the perfect house. My grandpa would have dried up so many pussies out there today. He was. He's a straight-laced, straight Eddie. Most reliable guy ever. Worked hard, saved his money, fixed everything, made sure everything worked on that. Boring. Now, if he just stole a car and raced off, Ruby Red Sled, a new person, 20 generous dollars. Go get a Pokeball, thanks for all the content. We'll have to wait till I get to Vegas to get the Pokeball. But thank you, Ruby Red. I appreciate it. Those proceeds will be earmarked to the Pokeball Fund. Bob, $5 for young men. You better have your finances together. In 2030, the economy is going to be ish. I think we got 4 years of relative financial stability, so we can all start plotting our escape plan. It's kind of funny. Like, do you girls worry does a light or a warning sign or just one hair on your head go up where, why are these guys preparing for the end of the world? Like, does that concern you? Just write, oh, crazy Republican right-wingers. Hey, does that concern you that, oh my God, crypto and precious metals and I got gun? Or is that just stupid men who do stupid things because they don't have college degree like I do? Tee-hee, the electricity never went out. What's wrong with them? Tee-hee, no, I'm not going to sleep with the lineman or the electrician. I'm going to go blow the drug dealing felon. What do you mean rolling brownouts, Governor Newsom? It's probably because of Trump. Lambert's $5. Responsible guys with real jobs. Ew, gives me the ick. Grabbed my popcorn a long time ago and now just enjoying the shit show. Speaking of shit show, hey! Yes, Atham is an honorary white man because our Latino brothers have, I'm white now after this erection. Hang on, whoa, what happened, Atham? Okay. Did you type that on purpose, Atham? Or is that, I'm taking a screenshot. If that's an accident, I'm going to save that. That goes in the book. That's the greatest faux pas ever. Tell us about your erection more, Atham, and why you like white men now. What happened? Did you watch a Sterling Cooper video? Huh? No, you meant election. You dick. I might now after this election, according to Dems. You are a fellow. Have you seen the meme with Mace Windu? You know, although the council doesn't officially recognize you as racist, they grant you the rank of white. Oh, Bob, $2. Why XX are mad? A lot of them also vote Republican. Well, I don't think is XX women. I'm gonna assume it is. A lot of look. I'm not talking about your conservative, traditional, real femme sapien or Mac or Rachel Wilson or any normal, healthy woman who doesn't hate men. They love men. They got a husband. They got kids. You know, I'm not talking normal, well-adjusted women that have a life. I'm talking all these gals screaming and, oh my God, I can't believe, you know, I mean, not kidding. Democrat women who are just flabbergasted. Men didn't vote for them. Like that. So a lot of them also, and then there's the apolitical reason. So I think Republican women are obviously happy that Trump got elected. But I'm sure there's still the sex war where, well, men still this and that. Yeah, of course. The majority of well, no, that wouldn't be right. I have dated a lot of Republican gals, and there's still the sex war between them. But at least the politics is off the table on that. Hat and Clogs, $2. Thanksgiving or Xmas food party, count me in. Yeah, I mean, by party, I mean like a party. I'd be like, y'all show up and we like all go to get like a cigar or something. I'm not doing a party or anything. My birthday, 50th birthday is coming up. be in Vegas during that time. And I did a big 40th. I'm not doing a big 50th. It's going to be very subdued. Froggy, 5,000 South Korean won. Congrats, Cappy, in the U.S. I'll give 5,000 won and the 4B movement as a gift for that. Yeah, that 4B movement isn't as big as they make it sound. I'm in both countries. South Korea, it's not that big. That's where it started. It's a thing. But even here, ladies, yeah, go ahead, do the 4B thing. Go. The irony. We can't believe men didn't do it in our best interest. Well, fuck you. We're going to treat you even worse. It's like, I wonder if men are going to consider your interest the next time. Atham, $2 again. I'm a coconut now. Brown on the outside, white on the inside. Yeah, and you like white erections now, apparently, too. That's smack in the gob. $10. Born and raised in Seattle. I'm sorry. Ride a bike everywhere for transit, never driven a car. Got canceled over an angry biking post and called every ism. That was a big moment in leaving life. Okay, Smack, let me tell you a little inside baseball about Cappy. I used to be pretty close to the biking community because I biked all over the place too in college. Needed it for work. And I also worked at a bike repair shop. You're in the biking community and you're in Seattle? Dude, it doesn't get any more leftist. I remember going back to the 90s, you guys would be the ones that like clog up the roads during the anti-capitalist protests that you have every year. You could not get more left-wing than the biking community in Seattle. I mean, really, Antifa isn't even that left. Yep, that you must, it's a cult. You must obey the cult at all costs. And if you dare think outside the cult, you will be excommunicated and probably physically punished. It wouldn't surprise me. And Gio Gonzalez, $5. Should men outright ask women when dating what their political and or social stance is? No, not right off the bat. Not really. And if you get their socials, you probably figure it out pretty quick. But I would say, I don't think it'd be a wrong question to maybe, well, what are your politics? Not that I'm, and you got to play dumb. You say, well, not that I'm particularly wedded to one side or the other, but what are your politics? And if she's some like radical nut job or anything like that, and egg them on in their politics, like, oh yeah, no, I'm with you, man, right? And find out how dark that down the rabbit hole goes. There was the cute redhead. I remember. Let me tell you a story. I'll tell you the story again. There was the cute redhead, and she kind of little hippie girl, but I didn't mind. I liked her. And I took her to see The Great Raid, which was a wonderful movie. And after that, she was all pissed off. And I didn't know what I did wrong. I said, are you all right? She's like, well, you took me to a war movie. I'm like, yeah, I guess I did. She said, well, I'm a pacifist. Well, I didn't know that about her. And the fact that it's not even that she was a pacifist is that she got so fucking pissed off because I accidentally took her to a war flick. That's all I needed to know. And I never called her again. And look, I'm just going to tell you, Smack. I'm sorry, Gio. When you're younger, every girl's a Democrat. So you got to find out, is she just the token moron who was told to vote Democrat because it helps the little people, but's never cracked open the federal budget and doesn't, couldn't tell you the difference between $1 million and $1 trillion, which that ignorance, though not ideal, is better than a conscious hatred of men, and that's their life. And I go to protests and rallies, and I got a tattoo that says "fuck Trump," and like, yeah, that one, no. But for the most part, every girl, young guy, but every girl, yeah, they're going to start out as a Democrat because they were told to. And they're genetically predispositioned for that. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but if all of a sudden they're, so figure it out. But yeah, I'll tell you this: you don't marry or commit to Democrats or leftists. Yeah, that's where I draw the line. I'm like, yeah, I'm not committing to someone who actively votes to enslave me more. I don't vote someone who votes against my best financial interests. It's just not going to happen. I mean, you might be able to live in a house divided. I can't. I got that little bit of self-respect. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. Nope. All right. Link below, A World Without Men, an analysis of an all-female economy. And, oh, by the way, ladies, if you Well, you're not going to help. Fuck you. We'll do it ourselves. Have fun. Let me know how your economy turns out. I'd really love to see it. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.